Just because it's salt in the lake doesn't mean you have to brush your teeth with it. The only mineral we put on our teeth is activated charcoal. Get this, Lucida, activated charcoal toothpaste to brighten your smile and having it look like housewife royalty. Drop down in the description box below and click the link to purchase this product. From the moment it was announced that they were doing a Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, I'm not going to lie, I was very intrigued. A, I didn't really know much about Salt Lake City, and B, when the marketing drip came out and we started seeing some of the backstories of these people, in particular about Mary marrying her step-grandfather, we all wonder what in the Mormon incestuous hell is going on in Salt Lake City, baby. And oh, we found out. Want to talk about it? Here you go. Nessa girl, listen, the season premiere of The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City came on last night, and I'm here to ask the question, are y'all pleased with the finished product? I must say, you know, I was very intrigued just from the onset when they started talking about the different backgrounds of some of the people, and then when I saw the little trailer that they dropped as this first episode premiered, and they started peeling back the layers of each one of these women like a blooming onion down to the Outback Steakhouse, I said, yes, God, baby, there is something here for us to watch. Before we get into the review, let me first start out by saying this. After doing city after city after city of The Real Housewives of Atlanta, same thing with city after city of Love and Hip Hop and all the other shows that follow city to city to city, you almost reach this point where it's like, okay, what else can they show us in this particular city that we have not seen in another? Then when they came with the whole religious spin to this city, I was like, okay. And then after we got each woman and we just hear these intricate backstories that they have. I used to be Mormon, but I got excommunicated. I had to marry my step-grandfather. I was Mormon and I converted to Muslim. It's like, oh my God, yes, yes. So I first want to take a moment to give a special shout out and a thanks to whoever the hell produced this, okay? This is what we need from 2020 moving into the future. We are sick and tired of lazy production. We are so sick and tired of go find 5 rich it girls and let's watch them go to dinner all day and fuss about stupid shit like, you didn't invite me to your baby shower. You didn't invite me to your housewarming party. We are fucking over it. This right here is what we want to see. A real docu-follow. We want to learn something. You know, we want the pettiness, we want the drama, but we actually want to learn something. That was the whole point of documentary style, reality style television in the first place. We wanted to learn something. As rumors swirl of there potentially being a reboot of The Real Housewives of Miami, you guys need to take a note out of the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City book and find us some interesting bitches with some interesting shit going on that makes us want to tune in. After 14 years of Housewives of Atlanta, 15 years of Orange County, New York, Beverly Hills, we get it. We know how to do rich, fabulous, opulent, fancy dinners, fancy parties, fancy furs, fancy men, fancy divorces, fancy sex, fancy affairs, fancy drug problems, fancy deliveries. We know how to do that already. Give us something different, and that's what Salt Lake City did. So with that being said, off rip, y'all, who is your favorite character from The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City? Now, I'm not going to lie, just on some racial bias shit, I came in wanting to love Mary. Her first scene, I was like, she cool. By the end of it, I think the bitch is insufferable. That's my honest opinion. Quiet as it's kept right now, I'm really riding with Meredith. I like Meredith a lot, but we're going to start this thing off talking about Jen. Jen, I like a whole lot because her life is just a cornucopia of a whole bunch of things. She's Polynesian and she's this. And I'm going to tell you what I liked about her, right? Because I'm always when I saw that black man in that house cooking and them two black boys come out from the back, and then Jen said, people in Salt Lake City don't know what I am, but they just treat me as black. It gave me some sort of solace because we always have issues when we have these ensemble casts of 5 white women, then the 1 black girl. It creates this racial dynamic that every time there's a conflict, it instantly defaults to it being a racial problem. I love the fact that although Jen is not black by blood, culturally she's black, she lives a black life, and is treated as black. That gives Mary some sort of racial ally in this situation, and it also gives it a mixed bag of nuts feel that takes the pressure off of black and white. In 2020, coming out of what we just came out of, going into where we're trying to go, we don't need that. I love Jen's family. I love everything about Jen's personality, and it kind of looks as if Jen has been positioned right now to be the Kyle Richards character, kind of like the nucleus of the entire group, and I think she's got the chops to handle it. Now, I will say this, you know, Jen, baby, you need to stay up out of Meredith's shop. You don't need another ounce of Botox, Yotox, Mytox. You need a detox on plastic surgery because it's just too much. And we're going to do this video later, but I am going to need white women and white women adjacent to explain to me what the appeal is about these lips that look like Vienna sausages. Because you know, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and obviously the white woman collective thinks that these lips look nice. But to the average black person, and I think to the average person, y'all look stupid. Like, am I being uber judgmental? And do I need to stay out of women's business? Because if so, I will. But you just look, it looks like, I'm going to do the rest of this video like this just to illustrate how stupid it looks. Nevertheless, we're going to move right along. Shouts out to Jen. So then we move on to Heather. I'm going to tell you something, Heather. No, I meant to say Meredith. I didn't mean to say Meredith was my favorite. I meant to say Heather was my favorite that owned the boutique. Meredith, she all right or whatever with her gay son. But I'm talking about Heather is my favorite. But I'm going to tell you something, Heather. You said something that rubbed me the wrong way, bitch. You going to sit your ass on the TV talking about, basically, I like everything that's anti-Mormon. Rap, sex, black men. Excuse me? Bitch, that's very telling. That is very telling. And I'm not saying that, and by no means am I implying that Heather is racist. But what I'm saying is the fact that black men made that number of things that are like anti-Mormon, I feel some fucking type of way. And then Mary, you sit your ass up there kick in with these bitches. I wouldn't let none of them bitches in my damn house. My husband black. My children black. Jen, you need to stay the hell away from them bitches too. If they think being black is anti-Mormon, fuck y'all and that damn incestuous ass church y'all attend. And keep them damn pamphlets. Stop sending them to my damn house. You worse than the damn Jehovah's Witnesses. Nevertheless, Heather, I do like the fact that you grew your spa from nothing to something and you've got over 20 million in net worth. That's very impressive. Listen, I don't know what I thought of Salt Lake City. I thought maybe it was kind of like Idaho. I thought it was desolate like Idaho. I know that they did do the Olympics there at one point, and I did get the feel that Salt Lake City did have a city-esque feel, kind of like a Denver, Colorado. But overall, I thought Salt Lake City was behind in the times, off the beaten path, desolate and destitute. In the grand scheme of America, obsolete. Nevertheless, these ladies have come through and shown that Salt Lake City got it going on. Yes, with the luxury and the opulence and the recycled wealth amongst the Mormon community. I am here for it, and I must say, if there is a Park de la Meridian there, or if there is a damn Waldorf Astoria there, or hell, I'll even take a goddamn W. Not the JW Marriott, but a W Hotel. If there's a W there, Let me stop lying, bitch. I'm a Residence Inn kind of girl with a AAA discount. Nevertheless, if they got one of those there with a free continental breakfast, I might have to come see what the Salt Lake City girls is giving, because y'all are making Salt Lake City look very interesting. So on to Meredith. I'm going to tell you something. I love Meredith, right? I love Meredith, her gay son, and her Chicago swag. But I'm here to tell you, Meredith, oh, Meredith, and now that's in Meredith Vieira, but Meredith to be the soon divorcee. We have seen your story on the Housewives before. Look at old girl from Housewives of Orange County with that whole, I live in this city, my husband work in another city, and like not a neighboring city, a far other city. I only see him once or twice a month. He don't even make it home for special holidays. And then we see the flash forward in the season trailer that it looks like y'all having some marital problems. Y'all having some marital problems. Meredith, girl, you in danger. We already see how this finna play out. I predict that with the life changes that y'all are about to experience with this newfound fame, coupled with the problems that y'all are already having, I see a divorce in the near future. Not asking for it, not hoping for it, but we have seen this before, and God knows, I hope I'm wrong. I love Kendall and her raspy voice, but let me tell you something, Kendall. You ain't damn fooling me. I don't know what type of God y'all pray to, but the one I pray to say, if you're not supposed to have sex, that you can't dibble and dabble in the sex business either. If you're not supposed, so alcohol ain't good. It's too good. Y'all too good to drink alcohol, but not too good to feed it to other damn people and make millions off of it. I don't know what type of hypocritical God you praying to and what type of hypocrisy-filled church that you are attending, but that, my dear, is not for the glory of the kingdom, and you might as well drink to that, as we know y'all are doing. How the hell you selling the product to somebody and you don't even know what the hell the product is? You don't know what it do. Ain't nobody believing it. Ain't nobody running no tequila empire with 3 different brands of tequila and launching into vodka and ain't sipping and dipping every now and again. Girl, you can go ahead and miss us with that damn bullshit. Okay, you been drinking out the damn Salt Lake if you think we stupid enough to believe that bullshit. I'm gonna tell you one thing I like about Kendall, baby. Mama say she don't cook. Let me tell you something, bitch. Did Cardi B raise you or did you raise Cardi B? Mama says she don't cook, and we only sat at our table about 10 times since we don't had it. I know that's right, baby. If it worked for your family and if your man ain't complaining, then taco, gordita crunch, it is, baby. Yes, God, honey. A bitch love a nachos, Bell Grande, or crunchy taco supreme combo with a cinnamon twist and a Bahama Blast, baby. Yes, God, that pineapple freezy with the cream in it is everything from Miss Taco Bell. That's right. Forget that Michelle Obama had launched a whole healthy eating campaign. When you rich and fabulous and you look good and you drive a Porsche and you own all the businesses and stuff, feed your fucking kids Taco Bell. Fuck the fact that you got the money to have a personal chef come feed them healthy every day. Feed your kids Whitney's and Taco Bell. You my kind of mama, girl. Yes, God, honey. Jen going and getting Botox want to throw a stripper party for Meredith. I like Jen's style. But I do think it's kind of messed up that you throwing a party for yourself in the guise of throwing it for Meredith. I got another question for Jen too. I want to know how the fuck your assistant look like your kid's principal. Okay, like how do you feel barking orders to an elderly white man? Now I know, you know, I know that white people been doing it to us from the beginning of time, but I would just feel weird telling an older person what to do, like go get my coffee, go get my assist, go get my laundry, go plan the party, call this person, make sure the cable cut on. And girl, he can't go be the church secretary down to the Latter-day Saints church. It just feel all kind of wrong that this balding, tall ass, middle-aged, white, I think gay Latter-day Saints man is sitting there. Well, I'm thinking he part of the Latter-day Saints. I don't know. But it just feels awkward as hell to me. But hey, if it works, then I'm all here for it. It's just weird because we are so used to somebody more like Meredith's son's, you know, setup being the assistant. You know, honestly and truthfully, as much shit as I talked about the gays being the accessories, you know what? I take back everything I just said. Thank you for going outside the mall. Thank you for not going, getting a token gay to flop and follow behind you and pick up your bags and so on and so forth. That's right. If we're going to use an old white man to correct some of the wrongs of history, then I'm here for it. You know what, Jen? You blacker than I thought. You blacker than black. And I love it. Put his ass to work, okay? Make his ass go outside and sweep leaves for the ancestors. Yes, God, honey. Whitney. I like Whitney, but Whitney look like she ain't got no money. Whitney pretty as hell. She look fun. She look ditzy. But Whitney look like she ain't got no money. Whitney house look like where my Aunt Thelma stay. Whitney neighborhood look real Pulte home. Put $1,000 down and you and your family can move in with a tax return. Whitney home look real. I just graduated college and I'm making $40,000 a year and my wife is making $27,000 a year as a school teacher and she's 6 months pregnant and this is our first home on our way to our forever home. Whitney home, you know, I could spend a whole hour going in on Whitney house, but I'm gonna say this. At least she got one. Okay, but some of y'all looking at this from the shelter, from your phone, from the shelter. Nevertheless, I like Whitney. Now, what the other thing that I loved about Whitney, and why I further think she ain't got no money, is because she got married in the backyard and walked down the sidewalk all in front of no other people's house, made all the people participants in her wedding without their permission. They didn't sign no type of release, got their house all in the wedding. And then she went upstairs and put on her plain clothes and came backstairs and had her reception in her basement of her starter home. I love it. Mary, and then Mary came and picked her up in an Uber. Mary, you wasn't scared to go around that regular ass neighborhood. They must not gangbang in Salt Lake City. Nevertheless, we're going to let Whitney live. She says she there. Her hair look nice. She look nice. And she got a man that she thinks she gonna love forever. Not to mention Whitney, you old low down, old nasty, old get you yah type of whore. Yes, God, honey, you was married, he was married. Then you ended up 5 months pregnant before you got married, after you got together, after cheating on both of your respective spouses. But I'm gonna tell you something. Just because you cheated with somebody on somebody don't mean that your relationship not gonna last, because I'm actually friends with two people down to the bar who met each other at work. They were both married and they admit that they started their relationship off in a way that was wrong, but they've now been married for 30-something odd years and they're going to sell into the sunset together. So when it's meant to be, it's meant to be, and sometimes we marry the wrong people. We just don't divorce them the right way. And that to me is what Whitney probably did with her 18-year senior, her husband, but I loved it all. Whitney was a hussy though, and we're not gonna let that slide. Lisa comes over to Meredith's house and Jen shows up in her snow high heels. That was really cute, trying to watch her walk up the stairs in the high heels. And which one it was, I'm gonna tell you, I can tell, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Like, I'm excited now because it's new. But I'm not going to make any promises that like I'm going to be able to follow this one religiously. And it's just because the nature of the conflict is just a little far off from what I relate to. Like, at school I didn't really know her. Yeah, she flashed her boobs. Like, I just don't quite understand that. You know what I'm saying? Or not that I don't understand it, because I could get why somebody would be bothered. It just doesn't move me to chorus. That's all. I can already tell that a lot of this drama is going to mirror a lot of the Beverly Hills drama and a lot of the OC drama, and the common denominator really, and it's not to be insensitive or rude or anything, but a lot of it is just going to mimic white woman culture drama, which I don't relate to because I'm a black woman, a strong, independent black woman who take care of her kids and her responsibility. Then I don't understand everything that goes on with that, nor am I moved by it. But hey, there's a market for everything, and I'm not who they're talking to, and I recognize and understand that Potomac, Meredith, Madison, and Atlanta are where I get my bread and butter from. I was pleased as punch when they brought Mary on when she had lunch with Whitney, that Mary was a real black woman, right? Like, I thought we were going to get this watered down, like, I'm black but don't know I'm black. And like, no, Mary is as best a sister as she can be for Salt Lake City, and I am pleased. You know, it's funny because everybody wants to instantly attack this whole, in her her grandmother's will, she put for Mary to marry her step grandfather, citing that one of her girls would take care of her. And while it's a bit unconventional and untraditional, let's not pretend like people have not been doing this to keep the wealth circulating in their families from the beginning of time. It's a great protector of wealth. And while, like I said, while it may not be my cup of tea, I'm just trying to think, like, if I had millions and billions, I have a stepmom. If I had millions and billions and they had millions and billions, and it was like one of my stepmom's relatives, I could probably overlook some things for the greater good of the kingdom. You know, just as long as we didn't grow up playing hopscotch together, or you didn't grow up being my disciplinarian and me like looking at you like papa, then you know, we can sit down and have a discussion. I'm not saying I would do it, but we could have a discussion about, you know, how we gonna do this money or whatever. And preferably he would be so much older than me that he'd be dying in 15 years anyway. Nevertheless, we get down to the central conflict, which actually broke my heart, between Jen and Mary. And Mary said it smelled like hospital. Here is where I say Mary is insufferable. When Jen brought up at the party that what you said hurt my feelings, I don't understand why Mary could not find it in herself to apologize. And you the first lady of the church. And see, this and those type of behaviors are what lend themselves to people running away from the church. Like, you being somebody's spiritual leader, you should be the person in the position to teach the greatest amount of compassion and empathy and sympathy and love. And it's like, whether it was your intention to hurt her or not, you sitting there standing in that bullshit, not being able to see beyond yourself, talking about it takes you to a dark place. First of all, elective surgery is not a dark place. You said you went and had all your odor glands removed, or orderary glands removed. That to me feels, and I may be wrong, and correct me if I'm wrong, it feels very elective. And then your ass fell out and almost died on the damn table like Kanye mama trying to get elective surgery. That takes you, cosmetic procedures take you to a very dark place. But even if it did, the girl was in a hospital because her aunt was dying, and you think it's appropriate to say, ooh, it smells like hospital in here. Or even if you did feel the need to say it, not apologize, you just chose to stand up in it. Then when the girl called her friend over, who you said it in front of, because you wanted her to come over and say that, after she said it, then you want to dismiss the girl. You can't have it both ways, Mary. And that was actually very ugly. It actually was uglier than that Valentino runway that you had on. And you know what? I also got a question too. I want to know what it is that's going on between Lisa and Meredith, because Lisa damn sure dodged the shit out of Meredith. But Meredith, I'm here to tell you about something. When I went to Florida State University and got my degree in economics, I took this class called FAD 2230. It was Family Relationships and Life Diversity. And they talk about it. Y'all have heard me talk about this before. The principle of least interest. The person with the least interest in the relationship has the most power. There is a sorority girl dynamic going on between Lisa and Meredith, where Meredith is vying to be Lisa's friend, and Lisa exploits that by dodging her. I promise you, Meredith, the way you flip the script is to pay that bitch dust, ignore her, and from an internal soul place, stop desiring to be her friend, and you will watch how quickly she will begin to run up behind you and suck your ass. Okay, that's the way that works. I know how to play that mean girl shit so easily. I know how to get them bitches together. Real Housewives of Salt Lake City came off with a very strong start. Very strong start. Very strong start. I can honestly say this. It's not for everyone. I don't foresee nor expect it to have a very large African American following. I definitely think the same black people who find joy and delight in OC and Beverly Hills, they'll kind of get those same people. I'm not gonna promise you that Salt Lake City is going to get a strong Potomac and Atlanta following, but that's okay. Everything's not for everybody, and there is definitely enough viewers out there in that market to make this show a success. Like I said, this doesn't feel like something that I would organically just follow week after week after week. I'll probably follow it loosely and jump in and out as the blogs and Us Weekly and People Magazine dictate I should, depending on the drama and whatever developments unfold. But I'm here to say it's a great addition to the franchise, and shouts out to everybody who produced it. Bravo. And I hope that you guys can do the same thing with the Real Housewives of Miami, and then I can make a couple cameos over there. At any rate, that's all I got. Ain't got no more. If you're new to my channel, be sure to like and subscribe, and I will call y'all later. Bye.